The anatomy of a fight is a predatory equation, and most people are failing math class. You see them on the street, puffing their chests, chin tucked, hands waving like they're waiting for a referee to start the round. They think a fight is a negotiation. They think if they land a jab, the other guy will realize he's outmatched and back down. That is a fantasy that gets people killed. Real violence is silent, sudden, and incredibly messy. It is a car crash of human biology. If you are standing in a confrontation, you have already lost the tactical advantage, so you must reclaim it by turning your body into an instrument of total mechanical disruption. You aren't playing for points. You are playing to break the opponent's ability to remain an opponent. Let's talk about the psychology of the first second. The freeze is the enemy. When you are threatened, your brain does one of three things: fight, flight, or freeze. The average person freezes. They blink, they stutter, they hesitate. That half second of mental buffer is where you die. You must train your brain to bypass the threat assessment phase. If you are close enough to smell them, you are already in the danger zone. The moment you perceive a credible, imminent threat to your life or safety, you don't talk. Talking is for politics. Violence is for physics. You must execute an explosive, overwhelming transition from non-combatant to predator. You don't telegraph, you don't wind up. You collapse the distance and deliver force before they even process that you've moved. To achieve this, you need to understand kinetic coupling. Your arm is a weak tool if it's just moving from your shoulder. You must drive your strikes from your hips, your core, and your legs. Imagine you are trying to push your fist through the person, not just to them. If you are aiming for the nose, aim for the back of the skull. If you are aiming for the throat, aim for the spine. This creates a follow-through that ensures the maximum energy transfer. In a high-stress environment, your fine motor skills will evaporate. You will lose the ability to perform complex martial arts maneuvers. You need gross, blunt force trauma that requires zero precision and 100% commitment. Now let's expand on the pound mechanics of the shutdown. We discussed the 7 points of failure, but there is an 8th element: environmental integration. A fight rarely happens in a sterile, padded room. You are likely on concrete near traffic or in a cramped space. Use that. If you are near a wall, the wall is your secondary weapon. Driving an attacker's head into a non-yielding surface effectively doubles the force of your strike. It's not dirty, it's smart. If there is a desk, a railing, or a car, utilize it to pin, strike, or create distance. A fight is a dynamic system. If you aren't using the world around you to your advantage, you're fighting with one hand tied behind your back. Let's dive deeper into the Pumar's biological reset. Why do these specific strikes work? Because they target the autonomic nervous system. When you strike the solar plexus, you aren't just causing pain, you are triggering the vagus nerve, which tells the heart to slow down and the lungs to seize. It creates an instant, involuntary biological shutoff. The attacker isn't choosing to stop. Their body is being forced to stop by their own internal wiring. It's like pulling the plug on a computer. The screen goes black and there is nothing they can do to reboot it until you are already gone. This is the difference between a bruising fight and a stopping fight. You must also master the art of the barr, non-lethal decoy. If you are in a situation where you can't strike first, you have to create a distraction. A sudden loud command, a toss of something in their face, or even a sudden change in your body language, dropping your hands and looking past them, can break their focus. The moment they glance away or flinch, that is your window. The human brain is a single processor machine. It can only track one focal point at a time. If you move their attention, you open the lane for your primary strike. Never strike a guy who is focused on you. Strike the guy who is looking at what you just pointed at, or the guy who is busy processing your sudden verbal outburst. Remember, the goal is always the tactical disengagement. You are not there to win a trophy. You are not there to teach them a lesson. You are there to end the threat so you can go home and eat dinner. Once you have delivered your strike, the eye gouge, the throat crush, the leg deadener, you don't stand there and admire your work. You move. You create distance, you identify an exit, and you run. If they are still standing, you repeat the process. If they are down, you leave. The cool factor is a trap. Staying in the fight is a trap. The only victory in a street encounter is leaving the scene entirely. Finally, you must reconcile with the Kaur, morality of violence. Many people are paralyzed by the idea that being a good person means being a passive person. That is a dangerous lie. Violence is not good or evil, it is a tool. The person who uses violence to protect themselves and their loved ones is not the same as the one who uses it for ego. When you commit to a strike, you must do it with total, unwavering conviction. If you strike at 50%, you will just make them angrier. If you strike at 100%, you end the fight. Your intent must be absolute. The moment you decide to go, the hesitation must vanish. You become a force of nature. Keep training. Not just your body, but your perception. Practice seeing the exit, not the enemy. Practice the mechanics of the strikes until they are muscle memory, not thoughts. When you walk through this world, do it with the quiet confidence of someone who knows exactly how to handle the worst-case scenario. You are the architect of your own safety. Protect that structure with everything you have. Don't be a victim, and don't be a bully. Be the person who isn't worth the trouble, and who knows exactly how to make it hurt if someone tries. Stay fast, stay hard, and never lose your edge. The street is a hungry place, but it doesn't have to eat you. To be truly prepared, you must cultivate situational awareness that borders on clairvoyance. Most people are in condition white, oblivious, distracted, and vulnerable. You must move to condition yellow, the baseline of the professional. Scan the room, identify the exits, recognize the pre-attack indicators, the shifting of weight, the clenching of fists, the scanning for witnesses. These are the precursors to every physical engagement. If you detect these early, you can often de-escalate or evade before the encounter ever turns violent. Avoidance is the highest form of mastery. If you can walk away, walk away. But if the perimeter is breached and you are forced to fight, you must transition immediately from civilian to combatant. Consider the neural overload. When you strike, you are creating a sensory flood. The eyes, ears, throat, and solar plexus are all high-traffic areas for the brain's processing. By hitting multiple points in rapid succession, you are essentially crashing the opponent's operating system. Their brain cannot process the pain, the disorientation, and the trauma of a crushing impact all at once. They will experience a phenomenon known as cognitive tunneling, where they lose peripheral awareness and their ability to formulate an offensive strategy. This is your window. While they are reeling from the sensory overload, you are already executing your exit. This isn't just fighting. This is high-level tactical manipulation of the human nervous system. You are the weapon. Your training is the sharpening. Your mindset is the trigger. If you ever find yourself in a dark alley or a tense room, remember, you are not a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your own survival. Do not negotiate with your own safety. Do not hope for a kind outcome. Prepare for the worst. Act with absolute finality. And always, always prioritize your return to the life you love. The fight ends when you say, it ends. Make that decision. Make it lethal. And make it permanent. Are you ready to take full responsibility for your own survival? Or will you leave it to fate? Fate favors the prepared, the aggressive, and the cold-bloodedly efficient. Stay ready, stay focused, and never ever compromise on your right to exist.